And hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. This is the Barbershop segment where I got my man Reggie Victor, Mikey Monteiro, and Joseph Jackson. We may have another guest in a few minutes, I don't know, but we'll see if he comes on and we'll add him to the screen. But this is the Barbershop segment where these dudes are gonna talk about whatever they want to talk about. So how you doing, Joseph?
I'm doing all right. I appreciate you having me on. You're about to listen to J Hustle the Don, the living proof that you can make it out of any situation. I appreciate you for hosting these conversations. The topic at hand is what's really on our minds. I'll start for once the fact that in our city we don't have justice for Malcolm Gracia. That's for one. Another topic on my mind is Child Protective Services not doing their job. Instead of focus on digging up old history, let's focus on the current one at arms. I've been living a crazy life for the past 16 years and counting. Most can't walk in my shoes now, expecting to, but right now I expect them to sit back, relax, and enjoy this because it's time to start the Really Charlie podcast, the voice for all voices.
Got it, man. That's why I love you, brother.
Me too.
My man. See
Yes,
that,
sir.
Mikey? Got to get him on tape, Mikey.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, so, Mikey, what's up with you, man? What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I want to thank you for having me too, man. It's good to see you guys, and it's a pleasure to stay tapped in with my New Bedford brother. And it's funny because for a barbershop segment, I mean, me and Reggie don't really belong in here at all. I have a little fade or something, but a beard maybe. I don't know.
I love it, man. So, Papa Reggie, what's going on with you, man?
Man, when you asked me come on, I couldn't tell you, man, no. You've been through a lot. You were the hell of a New Bedford police officer. My kids love you, man. My nephew loves you. My family loves you. I think they love you more than me, man. But I got warning. I got a warning, man. I better behave on this podcast. Good seeing Mike. I haven't seen Mike in years, man. Barbershop, but I had to take my head up and show my little roof, man.
A lot of
I
knowledge
love it, man.
right there. A lot of knowledge under that roof.
That's it. Everybody loves Reggie, man. I don't know one person that don't love him, man. This is nice.
If they don't love me, they ain't going to heaven, man.
Gotta love it. So, see, Damon says, we see you, cousin Mikey. Love your fam. Hopefully, we'll see you this summer. Them T-shirts you're putting out are fire. Exactly. That's why I got one on, man.
Thank you. What's up, D?
My girl Anna, past guest on the Really Charlie podcast. Anna, how you doing? I hope all's well. Hopefully, you're feeling better. I seen your video, so you must be doing well. And let's see the message here for Joseph Jackson. You need, what's it say? You cut your hair, bro?
I did. I couldn't grow it out no more. It's getting out of hand.
All right, cool. And his mom's on the line there. Love it.
Yes, indeed.
So, well,
I gotta say, Charlie, you had me nervous. I had to play Patti LaBelle before I got on here. I'm just saying, I had to play some Patti LaBelle. I said I can't, gotta come correct,
Yeah, that's it. Going old school. I love it, man. She's still the best of the best, man. So,
for sure.
All right, man. Y'all do your thing. Start this conversation. Whatever way, whatever direction you want to go. It's up to you. Whoever wants to take the lead, just go for it.
I'm just flat out say it. My Clippers are winning the NBA championship this year. I'm strong on it.
Man, what you been drinking? We need the Clippers.
Wow, I guess you could say that.
I'm saying you're looking at LeBron. You AD's injured. I'm just saying Clippers are gonna come up top. We taking that crown.
Well,
if we didn't do it last year, we do it this year.
I'll tell you this, bro. I'm in LA right now, and they don't look like this. I don't see no Clipper fans out here.
We're hibernating for tonight. We're hibernating for tonight.
They might need you to suit up or something.
I know. I might have to get on that floor and coach. You never know.
Wait, so what makes you a Clipper fan? I mean, have you always been a Clipper fan? Because being 16 now.
I could tell you the story. I was a Celtics fan till they did Isaiah Thomas dirty. I didn't like how they traded Isaiah. I didn't like it. So then I moved on. I always liked the Clippers because of Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, Blake Griffin. And then when Lou Will went on and he did his thing, it was just, I just loved that team from there. And then Kawhi was always one of my favorite players. So when he went, I was like, we got this, you know. But last year was a disappointment. I can't say the least. I was very mad. Last year was a disappointment.
It's going to be another disappointment.
I don't sense that. I don't sense that. If all we need is to shut Luka down. I mean, going into next season, we need to get a new bench. I don't like the bench right now. But other than that, we're a good team.
The only thing I mean, I love Rondo. But Lou Williams was, I mean, he was a Clipper, man. That dude went all out, man. Those points, you can't get those points. They still can't get those points that they were getting from Lou Williams. So, you know, and
now he's in Atlanta helping them out a lot.
Yeah, yep,
right,
definitely.
Right.
What about the East? What about the East?
The East. So I mean, you couldn't get past LeBron before LeBron left. You know, so you know, I think
I'm not
Nets.
I'm not a Celtics man. I'm a Philly man.
In Philly, I mean, the Nets practically bought a championship. So, you know, with all those star players, so you know the Nets are gonna come out. But I'm looking for this new series, and I'm like, you know, the Bucks could do it. They just swept the Heat, you know.
Yeah.
So they might pull upset, you know. That's it.
The Bucks are no joke this year. I mean, I would had no confidence in the Bucks any year. So, but this is the one particular year that I think that they're showing improving. However, with Embiid is a beast, and I don't know how bad that injury is, but you know, if you put him against Brooklyn, they're gonna have problems. They're gonna have a lot of problems. You know, foul trouble.
I think. You gotta go ahead. You can go.
Well, all they gotta do is find my boy Simmons because he can't shoot for nothing, man. Free throws gonna kill him.
It's like Stephen A. said. He said he's one jumper away from being LeBron. Now, I don't believe that as much, but I think once he develops a jumper and he gets the free throws right, it's only up. It's only up for that for him. You know.
That's two things right there.
Yeah. Hey, y'all can't forget about Tobias Harris. You know, that dude's a beast, man. He's very strong, and I think when we talk about Philly, everybody kind of leaves him out. But you know, prior to him getting to Philly, you know, he was pretty much unstoppable. And then, you know, he had that one bad year, which I think that, you know, Embiid was throwing a funk in the locker room, and Tobias just wasn't having it. So he wasn't in the game. He wasn't doing anything, you know. But this year he's got a new attitude, and maybe it's because of Doc Rivers, you know.
True that.
So, Reggie, how'd you become a Sixers fan? I mean, I would imagine that from way back when they were like, is it like the Dr. J days when you were like?
Dr. J days, man.
Okay.
Especially when I see my New Pepper High School. I was only about maybe 12, 13 years old.
So you've been in a very abusive relationship for the last 30 years.
You're gonna put it that way, huh? What about the Clippers?
It's good that you
way back, Dr. J, Dawkins, the Strangler, Bobby Jones, baddest white boy ever, man, Bobby Jones.
Oh yeah,
that's true. It's good to see you finally getting treated well by a team finally, because you deserve it, man.
What's your team, Mikey?
I'm a Celtic fan, bro, and I'm a Celtic fan in LA, which makes it even worse because I got to hear it and deal with it constantly.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. I know. When I started liking the Lakers, it was because of Magic Johnson. Pretty much similar to what Joe liked. Isaiah, that's his boy. Well, I was following Magic throughout my childhood, and then when he got hooked onto the Lakers. That was my team until the Lakers did him dirty, like Joe talked about with Isaiah. And I said, you know what, I'm done. And kind of went back to the Celtics and been a Celtics fan since about maybe what was that year that he got HIV? Well, whatever it was, but yeah. So
he was
so
like MJ, who took it personally. Like MJ
yeah,
took it personally.
I'll tell you what, Magic's my boy, man. And look what he's doing. Look what he's been doing. He's a good ambassador for the NBA, and the way they did him dirty, they kind of rebounded and put him back in the organization. But it is what it is.
They're good for that.
Definitely.
They do that team for a while, and but a lot of their stars don't really kind of go back there. Huh?
No, it would. I mean, look, this year Shaq was mad because of Jerry. Not Jerry. Jeannie Buss. Leaving him out of the top 5 Lakers that she liked.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, how do you pick LeBron over Shaq? Shaq, did a little bit more than LeBron did, and I don't know, I don't get it. So
yeah, they do have too many to pick from over there anyway.
Yeah, they do. I mean, look, you move to sunny California. That's what the NBA players want. They want to move to sunny California too.
Ain't nothing wrong with Miami. Don't leave Miami out. Ain't nothing wrong with sunny Miami.
I like Miami. Rains a little bit more down there though.
Yeah.
Sure. So,
Definitely.
What's y'all starting 5? You could build a starting 5 lineup. What would that be?
Of all time?
Of all time. Don't matter. All time, current. Don't matter.
Oh, all right. Let me see. Top of my head, who would my 5 have to be? I would probably pick. I would have to go just off the top of my head. My favorite point. Let's go point guard first. Man, that's tough, bro. AI probably. I'll probably pick Allen Iverson as the one.
Move.
I'll probably pick Jordan as my 2, 3. Technically, Larry Bird played the 3, right?
Yeah. Yep. True.
So I'll probably pick Larry Bird as my 3. My 4 would probably be, I would say, either KG or Tim Duncan, and then a young Shaq at the 5 for me. That'd be mine.
Okay.
That'd be mine.
What about you, Reg? What's your top 5?
I gotta go with Iverson, Michael, and back then, ain't nobody could start that hook shot. I gotta go with Kareem.
Okay.
I don't know, man. It's tough.
It is. Sure
Maybe
is.
Tim Duncan.
Versatile.
I don't know. Who's yours?
Oh, me? I'm versatile. Mine's changes every other year, to be honest, but it mostly stays the same because there's just too many great players that have played. For a long time, my favorite big was Wilt. Even though I'm too young, so I never seen him play. But just hearing the stories about Wilt, that would probably be my 5. Going at the point, I would put Allen Iverson there because that's one of my favorite players of all time. AI. Shooting guard, probably T Mac. I could put T Mac in shooting guard. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'm just versatile with it, but I know my small forward would be LeBron, and my power forward would probably be KG. But I'm versatile. It changes on and off because I don't want to leave Kobe off there. I don't want to leave Shaq off there. So sometimes I just switch it up from time to time.
5. It's hard to do.
Yeah. The wow. I mean, I love Shaq at the 5. But I would definitely go with Kareem. I like his poise.
You can't really. Hakeem neither at the 5.
Yeah, Hakeem is he's unbelievable, you know, and like I would, if you know, I wouldn't mind putting like Hakeem Olajuwon like maybe at the power forward, but you know, I like because Hakeem he was just all over the place, you know, he could play the 4, he could play the 3 if he wanted him to, but I like, let's see, I'll just go with my
Man,
top 3. You could put these 3 in any position, which would be Kobe, Magic, and Jordan. Kind of let them play the 1, 2, and the 3. All 3 of those players can play all those positions, you know. So and and I'll leave it like that. But it's so difficult. There's no right answers, man. You know,
Right.
different
Too many
eras
greats.
and yeah, too many. It just it's like agree to disagree. You know, it just there's no right answers, no wrong answers either. You know.
Yeah, everything depends on the style. Well, your style, what kind of style you prefer. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly. So,
so
uh,
Mike, what do you think about today's music, man?
what do I think about today's music?
Yes.
I think a few different things. I could tell you this. What I do like about today is like when I was coming up in the 80s, 90s as a making music, it was more of like a stay in your lane. It was like, what do you mean you make hip hop and R&B? No, you have to make one. Like you're either hip hop or you're R&B, or the lanes were very clear back then, which now I think it's not like that anymore. Everything's kind of blended. You can kind of dip. There's really no boundaries to the genres. It's a mixture of everything, and I think as an artist and for the purpose of creativity, like that's the ultimate thing. It's like you dip and you can start drawing from a bigger pool, and you can kind of blur those lines between one genre and another. So that's the one thing I do like about today's music.
See, I I take old school music over anything, man.
Me too. Me too.
Because
yeah,
I DJ and I tell people if you listen to that radio stuff, you better find another DJ. I only like old school music. Most of the crowds I DJ is like 40 and up.
Yeah.
Because I used to do like school dances and all that stuff. Man, these kids are out of control, man.
Yeah. No,
Even the junior high school kids, man. I'm like, man, I killed my daughter.
well,
Yeah, it's crazy.
more that's more a sign of the times than the music. Like to me, I really like all kind of genres of music. And I found a way I appreciate the new approach to music as well. Just as an artist, it's a different way of doing things, and it might not be, our cup of tea, but they're definitely pushing it into a different direction, kind of like what we did with hip hop. That our parents weren't supportive of that or understood that at all, so it was like,
yep.
but
I tell you one thing, the only new school I like is I don't think anybody's better than Bruno Mars, man.
He's
okay.
Bruno is he's definitely going to be on that top shelf, top level type person, which I see him doing a lot of things similar to what maybe eventually later on he'll do with, you know, maybe a little lower, lesser than Quincy Adams. He'll be doing stuff like that, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, whatever his new name is now, but he'll be doing stuff like that eventually because Bruno is he's just making money hand over fist, everything, and now he's got that producing aspect down. He's doing that with, Dibble and Dabble, him and Silk Sonic. Look what they produce. So Bruno's he's gonna be at one of those levels. I'm just hoping that, God forbid, that he's not one of those mega stars that end up going on a little plane and end up killing himself or something. Just crazy. Yeah.
I think what he has that advantage is that he's an entertainer outside of just being a musician. So
True.
Stage show good, and I know firsthand like some of his band, and he keeps a super tight crew, and his whole operation is almost like a small family. So he has a good shot, you know. He has a good shot.
Yeah.
He makes music that travels worldwide. So
true. So true.
I did
He
a
just
gig.
said,
I did a gig a couple years ago actually with Smokey, like Smokey Robinson performed, and I was thinking the same thing about that. Like, man, you've been singing. Imagine writing a song that you could sing for 65 years straight and still sound the same. You know what I mean? Like he's still
so true.
that's still a 65 years old that he can sing anytime. You know what I mean? Like that's unbelievable to think of, and he's still killing the game.
Yeah.
Right.
His voice ain't crackling, nothing. You know, you see some of those older artists that are definitely, you know, you kind of turn away when they're singing because you're like, oh man, he lost it or she lost it. You know,
I
with
mean,
Smokey,
the style of his voice is one where you can. It's soft. It's not super powerful where you're straining your. You know what I mean? You're straining your vocals or anything. He's singing. He's singing in the. So he's whispering to all the ladies for 65 years. He's been just whispering.
yeah, he's producing. He just, I mean that I like that last piece he did with Ron Isley. It was pretty good, you know. And but like you said, you hear him live, you know, just kind of, you know, doing his thing on stage, and there's no difference, man. There's no difference.
It's unreal. So now, Joe, let me ask you this: since you're a little bit younger, are you familiar with like that era of music? Do you go back and listen to stuff that maybe, I mean, your age is probably your grandparents now that listen to that stuff.
Right. So me, I'm an old soul. You know, like as far as with R&B, I can tell you about R&B. I'm more the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire, The Whispers. Like I said, I mentioned Patti LaBelle earlier, Rick James. You know, I'm an old soul.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, I'll be on the aux and some of my old stuff will come on because I can't really do the old stuff. Like my mom said, you could even ask her. She was like, you're putting me to sleep. I'm just like, I don't really want to hear the new stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the new stuff, but I think it's not real hip hop no more. Like it was with Nas, like it was with Biggie, like it was with Pac. Like now they're just doing the trend, and now these kids now they're just like, all right, I want to do this, I want to do that. When really need to sit back, relax, and listen to the lyrics, and then go to the old stuff. But my friends call me. I don't play none of my playlists around my friends because I know they'll call me because I can't do it. But yeah.
Hey, Joe,
Hey,
it don't matter.
Joe, you're a DJ too.
What happened?
You DJ too?
No, I'm a rapper, but
you're a rapper?
I DJ. I'm a rapper. Yeah, been doing rap since I was 3 years old. Carter 3 was my favorite Lil Wayne album. That's when I really got into music. Was when I heard the Carter 3. Mrs. Officer was like my favorite song off that album. I always had my aunt play it in the car. So
when you say Rick James, you say Rick James, boy, man, you brought a smile on my face. I don't know if you guys know this, man. I used to imitate him, boy. Yeah, I had a dreadlocks, I had a wig, I had a Mary Jane girls, I had limousine brothers everywhere. Yeah, man, it's true story. Tell me, Charlie.
Maze and Frank Beverly. Maze and Frank Beverly. That's
you got
too.
Something.
Hey,
that's the first concert I went with marijuana was legal, man. Providence Civic Center, Rick James. He was touring with New Edition when they were kids.
Right, you got to give us a taste, bro. You got to give us a sample of Rick James.
Slick, we want 84 Rick James, 1984 Rick James. Bring it out.
Hey, Charlie, I seen it online. You looking for that damn tape? I hope they don't find it.
I'm gonna find that tape. I reached out to about 6 people already. I'm on it. I'm trying to get it, and I'm gonna find it somewhere.
Mike, you should see me back in the day, man. I was off the chain with Rick James.
I believe that 100%.
Hey, this ain't nowhere to lie. When he passed away, My mother called me. He's like this. I'm sorry your boy passed away. I'm like, wow, man, really? Yeah, I was like, man, Vic James freak around this city. They still call me Slick Rick. They still call me Slick Rick.
It tells me a lot about you and the younger you.
He had his own groupies, man. He had his own groupies. He didn't have email, but he was giving out his pager. He was giving out his beeper number.
Wow, Charlie, that's way back beepers, huh?
You're old school, bro. Hey.
I couldn't imagine what you'd be posting if you had Instagram back then, Reggie.
Oh.
They probably closed my account. I'm surprised Facebook. I'm surprised Facebook didn't put me in jail yet. I gotta watch out because, man, my brother and mom, they be like reading my stuff. They nosy, man. I told Charlie before the show I gotta behave because Reverend Roy may probably be watching this, man. Yeah, and Mama V too.
Sorry, we'll keep you out of trouble, brother.
So, Mike, I got a question for you, Mikey. So,
yes, sir.
As you left New Bedford, I'm assuming you left New Bedford in LA. What was the struggles or challenges that you faced being a producer out there?
That's a good question, man. I right off the top of my head, I could say probably the first challenge was just not really understanding the reality of the business and the game. You know what I mean? I came out here thinking, before I moved here, I printed out maybe like 200 CDs, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to Venice Beach and I'm gonna sell these CDs and I'm gonna be on. And I did that for about 2 hours, and I felt homeless, and I felt like my music deserved more respect than that. And I was like, so I came out here with one intention, thinking it was gonna be one way. And, wasn't, but at that point in my life, I had been, I went to the Air Force when I was 17. I went to college when I was 19. So when I moved here, I was 25 years old. I had lived, a whole life. I was here strictly to work and to grind, and it was definitely a tough road for the first year and a half, I would say. But I came with the mentality of that I was not losing. You know what I mean? So
right.
that was the one thing that pushed me through, is that just perseverance and just really not quitting, and also coming from New Bedford and knowing how to turn $4 into a whole meal. You know what I mean? When times really get tough, and stretch it out. So, for me, that was the biggest challenge of just, I had never been here before. I didn't really know anybody. But at the same time, that was a blessing as well. It forced me to really kind of get to know myself in an environment where nobody knew me, which was kind of cool, and it was dope. But I would say that would be my biggest challenge, was just not really understanding what I was getting into. But luckily, I was prepared for it. So
that's awesome.
Keep going.
Yeah.
How many years have you been out there already?
I've been here 15 years now, which is crazy. It doesn't feel like that, but yeah, 15. I moved here in 2006. Yeah.
God bless. Okay. Nice. I gotta make an announcement, fellas. Just bear with me 2 minutes here. I want to make an announcement for our friend here. Let's see. I'm on the wrong screen here. Let's see here. All right, to all y'all listeners out there, comedy fundraiser for Toby Richards, music by DJ Lady K, Friday, June 25th, 8 p.m., Whites of Westport, 66 State Road, Westport, Mass. $20 per person donation. Tickets available. You can see Lorraine Tello or call her at 508-776-5475, or go to Celia's Boutique, downtown New Bedford, Mass. Or call her at 508-994-3833. The comedians for that night will be Anthony Smith. They'll cover Alan Alls and more. The proceeds will go be sent to Cape Verde to the library out there in honor of Toby Richards. So if y'all can do anything, that's definitely a fundraiser. Even if you don't go, you send a nice donation. It all goes back to Cabo Verde and helps out the library there. It was something that was dear to Toby Richards, and every year he was trying to do something for that library. So, all right.
Man, first of all, let me say, man, Toby was such a great dude, man, and he will be very, very deeply missed, man.
Sure. Yeah. You just can't. I mean, he was like that with everybody. He was just good to every single one. I mean, I was talking to my nephew today, and Toby had one of his military jackets on, and when he was out in Afghanistan. So my nephew said he approached him, and he says, "I like that. I like that." And Toby just took it off and gave it to him. I mean, just
Wow.
that's something that it's got some wartime on it. He just takes it off and gives it to my nephew. I always say his nephew too, and that goes a long way, man. And that's the type of dude he was. I just want to reflect back to Christmas Eve when he called me, and I was actually, my phone was down, it was on vibrate, and I missed the call. And for like 24 seconds, it was nothing but silence. And that's the last thing I got from my friend. And he was trying to reach out to me, tell me something. And I never got to speak to him. And that still bothers me to this day. So, you guys live your life and say, I love you. Say, what's up? Do all those things that you're supposed to do because, tomorrow isn't promised.
Well, knowing Toby, man, he was probably calling you to tell you a joke and, and to just tell you that he, bro, that's what I would imagine, and just get a quick laugh.
Actually, you know what? I found out later what it was, that he was going to the hospital, and he was just trying to reach out to me, and that's the sad thing about it. But I got a lot of memories with that dude, and I cherish every single one.
Man, and he will definitely live on through us and our actions. So
always happy and tell jokes. Matter of fact, you go to the bar, he sees you, he set up the whole bar, man, whether he knows you or not. Yeah, great man, boy. Especially when gets around Mikey's father, that was it, man. They were trouble.
Yeah. I would go all the time, man, and my friends would be like, why you always like hanging with the older crowd? I'm like, man, there's just a certain level of it's a level of something that you can't get from anywhere else. And Toby exemplified that. It's like, you're at a point in your life where you lived your life. You're just trying to enjoy time. You know what I mean? You figured a lot of stuff out in life. You're trying to have a good time, make people smile. And, I always appreciated that. And I cherish those moments of really hanging out and getting to, my Uncle Timmy was the same way. Timmy DeBarrel.
Boy.
These were the people that I would go home and hang out with while my friends were going to the club. I'm drinking White Zin with Uncle Timmy, so like, all those stories and those experiences, man, is valuable. And to be honest, I don't think we have enough of that where it's a good example of it, where you have the cross-generational bond. You know what I mean? It's usually like, the young kids hang with the young kids, the old kids hang with so you don't get those stories or those lessons that have been passed that the older generation been through or knows. You know what I mean? So for me, that's super important. Plus, they pay for drinks too, so that helps too.
I used to love talking to your Uncle Tim, man, because he would tell you old stories and all that stuff. He was very good friends with my family and all that. And that man, ain't nobody dressed like him though. No. Last time I see him was last March when they shut down the virus. We was at the VFW Hall for Haven having drinks. That's the last time I talked to that man, boy. All the time, man. Great man. Martinez Perez looking sharp. Call his name. He didn't look at you. Straight focus, boy. Great man, man. You know, I was sad, man. I found out that passing and all that stuff, boy.
Yeah. Lost a lot over these last couple months, man.
Yeah.
To me, it really personally, it just gives me a renewed just sense of urgency and you know, time is not promised, and you know, it's time to make the change you want to see. So that's kind of what I take from all that. But you know, without those guys, without the Tobbies and the Uncle Timmys and you know, countless others, man, like you know, none of us would be where we're at. So you know, I appreciate that. That
so
added
true.
and I can't wait to. I'll be there. I'll be at that fundraiser for sure.
Couple of years you be there, right?
What's that?
Hey,
couple of years you be there. A couple of years. You're getting up there, Mike.
No, he ain't even close.
I'm 42. I'm 42.
Yeah, see, enjoy that time, Mikey. Joe, how do you feel? Joe, how do you feel about being a big brother, man, and all the stuff that Mikey's talking about? You know, those are some of the things you got to do. And now that you're a big brother, man, it you know. So how's that feel for you? You know, being that big bro.
It's different because I have siblings from my father, but since I don't live with my father
Yeah.
or you know see my siblings like that, having one every day, boy, it's like my kid. I feel like that's my kid because she just drives me crazy up the wall. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely grateful and blessed to have her in my life. So it just feels great.
Yeah.
Nothing but appreciative.
Yeah. Mom said you're awesome with your little sis. So that's cool, man. That's awesome. When you get mom to vouch for you, man, you're doing the right thing. Especially when she's not around to see what's going on, man. So that's good.
Of course.
Excellent. Now, Reggie was never the big brother, man. He's always Reggie. You're in the middle, right?
No, I'm number 5, man.
Yeah. See, he's way down. He's way on the.
we had a rush to get home, man, to have supper at the dinner table, man. Wasn't no leftovers. No leftovers, man. That light come on, you better run. You better run your ass home.
That's like
remember that, hey, Mike, remember that St. Lawrence Church? The clock?
Yeah.
That rings 5 times. That's 5 o'clock. I live 2 blocks. Man, my brother, man, made home before me. They used to like throw me on the ground so they could get their supper before me. I'm telling you, it wasn't easy. Now to step back, man.
I love it.
Yeah. My poor mother used to use like 3 shopping carts to go shopping, man. Yes. That poor woman, boy.
So it's all good, man. There's no bad victors, man. That's a good thing, man. She did a good job, man.
For real.
So,
she's still the same, boy.
She had her hands full.
She is.
Yeah, she had over 200 foster kids, man. She brought a lot of these kids.
That's another thing. I forgot about that. You know, I forgot about that.
Some of these kids I see now, they're adults and they come me, Reggie, wasn't for your mother, I'll probably be in jail or somewhere else, boy, or in jail. You know, she changed a lot of those kids' life around. Now some look at their own houses, they're married, they send my mother Christmas cards, calls them up, everything, man. That woman got hot, man. Oh, yes, she is, Mike. She's still working, man. You know where she work? Connie Academy with the kids. She loves children, boy.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. After having 6 crazy sons, God bless her. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Joe, what's up with you in school? Your last year?
School?
Or you done?
No. So I finished. I'm trying to remember when I finished. I finished May. So the last day was May 28th, but I finished I know I finished before my birthday, so I finished on the 26th. I finished all my work on the 26th, so I just completed sophomore year, and I'm going into junior year with hopes of graduating early once I talk to my counselor, because at the end of junior year, that'll be 24 credits that I'll have when I'm done with junior year, and then I think that's enough to graduate out in Atlanta. So I'm gonna take that. If I could get that option, I'm gonna take it and run with it, so I could get my life started and just live life.
Okay. Um, Definitely, hey, you don't want to go to college. Make sure you get a trade. You don't get a trade, make sure you get a profession or something. Professional
Oh
singer or
no, I
something.
have to go to college. No, my mom
Yeah.
ain't playing that. I have to go to college. I
I
always said I wanted to
I
take a
know
gap
that.
year because I said I want to take a gap year. All these years that I've been in school, I need like 1 year off. Just give me 1 year off. But then they say don't take that gap year. So,
Don't do
and
True.
I want my
Don't do
PhD
it.
at the end of the day. I want my PhD. So I'm gonna just
Just
go from there.
think about all the stuff that you did since, let's go back. Yeah, we'll go to December. So from December to now, think of all the things that happened to you in life that changed your life a little bit. And that's the same
Mhm.
thing when you take a time off in that gap from school. Anything can happen within that summer. Whether you don't go, something happens. So keep the flow going. Just keep it going, man.
Just
Especially,
Yes,
that,
sir.
and then that
yeah,
gap year becomes comfortable, and you get into the flow of the break when you should be in the flow of the work for just to. To be honest, I look back. College, man, was the last 4 years where you could really kind of life hasn't really fully kicked you in the ass yet. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it was the last
yeah.
4 years where I could kind of still, learn and have a good time and grow. And so I highly recommend you hop right in there. Um, and bro, if you don't have anybody to like, I would gladly help you through that process too. Like try to, do you know where you want to go? Do you have like an idea of what you want to like?
Yeah. So I recently let's say 20. I don't want to say 2017. So when I just based it off of this, whenever Drake's album Scorpion came out, I was doing the Bridgewater partnership, and right from there I said, it's gonna be great once I start college because the Bridgewater partnership is no program like it, So
Yeah.
I want to go to BSU or out in Atlanta. There's this university, Kennesaw State University. I either want to go there, I want to go to Bridgewater, but I'll most likely go to KSU just so I don't have that haggling problem of moving all my things back to Mass and starting in there. So I would start from straight to KSU probably.
Just remember when you get that degree, nobody can take it away from you. Never, ever in your whole life. Once you obtain that
Yes, sir.
degree, it's yours forever. It can't no boss can take it from you. Nobody. It's yours. You got your name on it. It's there forever. So, but I know for a fact, and since you were probably about 8, maybe 6 to 8 years old, I knew you were destined for good things. And
I
I want to
appreciate that.
say that I'm very proud of you, because
Thank you.
everything that I expected back then, it's already here. It's right in front of me. So you're
Yes,
doing
sir.
great things.
And I appreciate what you have done for the city of New Bedford, which you continue to do. So much respect to you as well.
Thank you. That means a lot, especially coming from you.
Man,
No
So,
problem. No problem.
So you're doing big things, bro.
hey, I'm trying, man. I'm just
I thought you retired and laid back, but you
can't
never laid back, man.
can't
Long as I
can't
know
do
you,
that.
you never lay back, man. Cause you got all kind of guests, man. Cause I love watching your shows, man.
And
Look, he's
I'm
become
just
a pro too. He's professional at it. Look. It's good to see the progress of the show too, Charlie, man, because like everybody's saying, man, it's very necessary. It's something that a lot of people don't have the guts to do. So, I respect, there's lots of respect for that too, man. It takes time, it
Yeah.
takes patience, and
New Bedford needs it, especially now. Podcast, man,
thank you.
is great, man. Proud of you, my
That's all.
brother.
That's all I listen to. I don't put the radio on, and I mean it's nothing but Spotify and podcasts all day. That's what I put in my earbuds. Definitely listen to a lot of people. Uh, from Prime Time to Steve Harvey to Kerry Champion to Joe Rogan, and it just goes on and on. And and a brother from another, Michael Hawley and Michael Smith. That's my. I always send them a message to the DM. It's my daily dose of 100 with Michael Hawley and Michael Smith. Man, those dudes, they get real. They talk sports, and they're real about it. There's nothing fake about it, man. So it's one of my favorite programs. So, but I appreciate all these compliments, and
you don't go on. But Charlie, man, you heard me. You don't go on and listen to my old school music, bro.
Listen,
on, man. Don't give me props for that, man.
I'll listen to your old school any day. I see you on Facebook Live.
I'm just paying. Make sure you paid attention, man. I want you there. I want you there July 3rd too, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it. You just make sure I'm safe down there, man. People acting up down there. But
yo, I'm hanging with you, man. They're gonna be next to me, man. I feel safe around you, man.
Reggie, real truth, man. When you're doing that Facebook Live, you're like the Black Jesus looking down upon me, man. You're doing your little old school Jamaica funk was the latest, man. Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Did I tell you, man? I got invited to be in a July 4th parade in Bristol, Rhode Island. They want me DJ on the float, man, for Newport Bank, but kind of thinking about it, man, because that's a long day there, man. And it's hard.
I don't care, Reggie. That's an opportunity, man. Don't let them opportunities. Because if you don't go to that parade, guess what? You're going to be home in New Bedford doing something. And then you're going to think about it all day. You're going to think about it all day. Go to it, man. Let people snap pictures of you. Put your craft on that float and get going, man.
Yeah, I used to march in those parades too, man, in the drum corps. That's a long walk, a long haul, man. But thousands of people.
You're going to be on the float, man.
You're going to be floating.
You're going to be on the
I'm going to sign a contract. I want a 6-pack in that cooler.
I'll be on that float with
you. Yeah, check it out. That's Mikey. Cindy Gregory said, you go. Yeah, everybody got it. Man, you got to do that, man. Don't. Check this out. Your own family's telling you something. Check.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I ain't calling.
Who's that, man? Who's that?
Rodney.
Who's calling me names in my family?
Rodney said he's a big dummy if he don't go. You better go, brother.
Who's Rodney, man?
Your family, man.
His name is Benson.
Benson, listen, I ain't calling him. Listen, I call him by his government name.
They say, how's Rodney doing? I'm like, who the hell's Rodney, man? They don't call him Rodney.
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Pretty boy smile, man. Benson.
Charlie, I suggest
check it out.
A Victor brother roast going on your podcast.
Oh, that would be no. It can't just be the brothers. I gotta add Nathan Victor in that. Nathan Victor has to be. I'll put them all in it.
Nathan.
I need a few more squares on the screen.
That's all right. I think I can add 5. I think it's up to 10, maybe. My account. I got to check that out, but I can get most of them on there. I'll put a time limit on it. I'll do that, Reggie. You know I would. Just because Mikey told me I'm gonna do it.
Don't listen to Mike, man. Now I know where he gets it from. Gets it from his father, man.
That's all right. I'll listen to his father too. That's top shelf, man. Mikey, the whole family.
You got to put Mikey on by himself, man, because that's who needs to be on his podcast. Is Mike's father, man.
Listen. I know. I know both of them got things coming up. They both got things coming up. So, I'm gonna tell Mikey now. I know what you're doing, so we're definitely gonna bring that to the podcast. And as far as your pops, he's got a lot of stories. I know he does. So definitely get him on there.
Sure does. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the way Joe started this podcast off, throwing them lyrics out there.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
I must ask y'all, if y'all have it, what's y'all top 5 albums? I want to hear them. Top 5 list of albums.
Wow.
Top 5
Well,
albums. Whew.
I can. Let me just. Wow.
Top 5 what? Any album?
Any album, any genre, it don't matter. What's your top
You
5?
gotta,
It's yours.
you gotta go on MJ, man. Thriller, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I like that.
I like that one. I don't know. There's a lot of them, man.
The Thriller album, you
Dude.
said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up there for sure. I would say for me, top 5 of my albums, one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time is the GZA Liquid Swords album. I would say I'll just stick to hip hop just because it's too. I'll go all day if we get out of that. Another one of my top 5 albums would be probably Dead Prez. Let's Get Free.
Okay.
Another. Let me see. Probably would have to go. Man, one of the early Nas albums. Either one. I mean. Yeah, any of the first 2 or 3 Nas albums could be in there. Let me see. What can I? That's so hard. First of all, it's so hard for me to narrow down anything into favorites because I think music is just it's all about your mood and you feel different times, different ways, and it's like just like food. It's so that's hard for me to do. I'll just leave it at that. Those are my top 3 or 4 right there, though. I would say.
Most definitely.
I like mine's MJ. Street Songs by Rick James. And any album by Luther, man.
Yes, sir.
I real miss Luther, man. That guy made a lot of women have babies.
Hey Joe.
Yes, sir.
Joe, I can't give you a top 5, but I want to ask you, what do you know about the Floaters?
What happened? The Floaters?
Yeah.
I don't want to get this wrong. I don't want to get this wrong because I think I don't want to be mistaken either. Don't they have a song called "Float On"? That's my favorite song. That's the only song that I've heard, and I've liked that song. "Float On." The way the beat flows, I like how they let us patiently wait before they start going into the song on "Float On." I like how they patiently wait. But y'all gave me your top 5. I base my top 5 what I grew up listening around the house, car rides. So it's no particular order. Like I said, the Carter 3 was like the first album I listened to, fell in love with, and then Diplomatic Community by Dipset, and then I got Jada Kiss, Pain and Torture. I mean, not Pain and Torture. There's a song called Pain and Torture on there, but I think it's The Last Kiss by Jada Kiss. That's another album. And then of course I gotta have Mary J in there, My Life. And I'll probably have to throw in Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation. I might have to throw that in the top 5.
Awesome.
Man, young blood know his old school, man.
That's it. Lauren was that lyrical genius. I can't call it, man. As they say, I can't call it. It's too hard, man. It's just. But I'm gonna
too many great music out there.
It.
I get it. Too many great albums, too many great artists, legendary. So.
I would say a name and scratch it out, put another one and scratch it out. It's too deep, man, and I'd rather get an F on that,
I think my favorite song all time is you gotta go with One Nation, man.
One Nation Under a Groove. I love that song.
My favorite all-time song, number 1 song, man. Child, you remember back in the day, Walk the Water, man.
What about Flashlight by the Parliament?
Yeah.
What about Flashlight by the Parliament? What about that?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Very nice.
I think it's Mothership Connection. Trying to figure out that song.
Yep.
It's like if you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys. I like
He
that
and the
song too.
boys.
Nah, man. Bootzilla though, man. Bootzilla's bad too, though, man. Bootsy
I might have to
Collins.
check that out. I might have to
Yeah.
check that out. Oh,
Bootzilla,
Jackson.
man. Wind me up, guy.
And just for the record, this is also,
Bootzilla here.
this is also one of my favorite albums of all time as
Yes. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
well.
Love
Right
it.
here is a classic.
You can't forget about
I
Prince
love
and
it.
Rita, man.
I
What
love
happened? Say
it.
that again, Reg?
Good job.
You can't
Good
forget about
job, Mikey.
Prince.
Prince, yes, sir. Purple Rain, I Would Die For You.
Oh, yeah,
Doves
man.
Cry. When Doves Cry.
Soft and wet.
Wanna Be a Lover. Wanna Be a Lover. Prince got hits too. I would love to see, if Prince was alive, I would love to see him go against MJ in versus. I would definitely want to see that. Hopefully they could do something like that, like with a hologram, something, because
That would
we
have
need
to
that
be
for
a
the culture.
double episode. That would have to be a double episode of Versus.
For sure.
That would. I mean, that's just like what they just talked about with, what was it? Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, how do you pick a winner out of that? You know, you just can't. It just
I
and
want to see DeBarge on there. That's one versus I would like to see, DeBarge. I don't know who they would go up against though.
against who though?
They would have
What
to
See, that's
what
what I
other
mean.
tradition.
I
what
mean, there's
family
the
group?
OJs, but I think that's out of their league, the OJs. If there's any of them still alive, but
That's a
it'd
good
be
one.
hard for the DeBarge. I
OJ's, they
think they
all
could do it
alive.
solo.
The
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
the
You
Levert.
talk about-
I th-
They have to go against Levert, the Levert brothers or something.
yeah, right. And you know what? If it was, I mean, the Barge had some hits, you know, but I think Levert would outlast them. I think, you know, because of. Well, wait a minute. The Barge brothers, they played on with what's the other group they started out with, Reggie?
Yep.
Who'd they start out with?
Was it Shalimar?
No.
Damn, man.
Oh my God,
Man,
I just had it on the tip of my.
I actually got to do a tour with the Fire one time, which
Wasn't it Switch, Charlie?
great.
Yeah, Reggie got it. Twist.
Yeah, Switch, man. Yeah.
Yeah, they out here.
Switch.
Guys, right? From Pasadena.
What's that?
I think. From Pasadena or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Actually,
they
Mikey,
had
what was you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I actually had I did a tour with Earth, Wind and Fire one time. Which was, you know, we don't have enough time to talk about that, but that was one. You know, those groups like that have a different. It's different, man. They're like the ancestors of
Music, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those groups are. I don't, and that's the other thing too about new music. I was thinking about the other day is that people don't do groups like that anymore. I think everybody wants to be the star now, so that it's like you. I don't know if you'll ever see another Earth, Wind and Fire, or you'll ever see, you know what I mean, or those kind of groups with social media.
That's true.
The industry's going. It's like, which is kind of sad, but.
I mean, we see it. We see it now. I mean, with the new generation, we see it now. Griselda, the Griselda boys, Benny the Butcher, Conway, Machine. I mean,
yeah.
So like that's current. That's what's jumping off. But you're right. We don't see much of that. I mean, it'll definitely be hard now that we're in a social media era, because everybody got their opinions, and then you never know when someone's in the band, so they take what somebody else is saying. Let's say a fan goes, well, Reggie needs to be his own man, and Charlie, Mikey, and Joe, we could forget about them. Reggie needs to be his own man. Then we'll feel some kind of way, and then the group will never last. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But I'll tell you what, I think
exactly.
part of that is what people are trying to get out of music is different now too. A lot of times people are in music for the fame and for the exposure and for the likes. When back in the day, they were in it for the harmonies and the, you know what I mean, and the music and for the art. You know,
true.
But you know, it's a different. I think it's a different world. But that's life. You know, that's what it is. So
most definitely.
Exactly. Um, all right, fellas, this is it's going on the hour. I just don't want to miss this opportunity to ask each and every one of you, who would you like to see on the Really Charlie podcast? It could be one, it could be two, it could be whoever. But I want y'all to,
I want
you
you have Marcus Wills on? You have Marcus Wills on here yet?
I reached out to him a couple of times, and scheduling just, I don't know what's going on, but I'd like to have him on here.
Right.
My vote would be for. Oh, you already had. Wait, no, for Councilor Derek Baptiste. I would like to see on this with you.
Yeah, I reached out to him too, and he's also, he's trying to start his own podcast. But I want to get him on here. I don't want to get him on for a lot of reasons, just so we can, talk and I like to do that ASAP. And him and we talk probably once every 2 weeks. So, and I know he had some other scheduled events with some other people. So, but him and I is easy, we're practically family, so we can set that up real easy. So,
I love to see that.
Yeah, that will happen.
I like to see Mike's father, but he's always busy now. Stuff coming up, but you should try to get Dougie Grace.
Yep. Okay.
Get him up there.
I'll reach out to both of them, even if it's just for 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour. I'll do, whatever. But Mikey's dad will be on it. I know he's got a lot to say, and
he would love that.
So, yeah, it's and he's funny. People don't realize he's a jokester, man. He's comical. So
get people realize that.
He's a jokester, man. I'm in a rehab and nursing home. He made me pee my bed, man. I said, the facts kill you, man. Stop that, man. Get me out of bed, trying to get me out of bed, calling the nurse to try to get me up, tickling my feet. I said, yo, you got to go now, man. Oh, man, he's a good manager, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll fill up the hour with good stories.
Yeah.
Now the clubs are open. Maybe I see him out now.
Yeah.
Well,
but I want
to, man.
I want to let all of you, every single one of you, know that you also have an additional opportunity to come on here, by yourself. You're all doing special things, good things. So you want to talk, about what you're doing, please let me know, and we'll set it up, and we'll go from there. Joe got a story, Mikey got a story, Reggie got a story. So I'm and you taking your time to be on this podcast right now means a lot to me. So I'm also gonna make sure that if you got anything to say, anything that you wanna definitely come on in and talk about, whether it's the lyrics from Joe, or whether it's education that Joe's getting, Mikey, whatever you're doing. Got new projects coming this way, which I can't wait to see. And Reggie, you better get your ass on that float. Excuse my language, please. But you get on that float, man. Make us proud, man. Actually, you wear Mikey's t-shirt on that float, man. Yeah. Make sure.
Oh, hey, I'll get you two if you get on the float, bro. On me.
Yeah. See that?
Okay.
2, 3 XL.
Yeah. See.
Hey. I'm going to see him Monty's Park, right? July 3rd, man.
I will be there. Yes, sir. Shout out to...
I'll be playing the best of old school.
And
I'm going to play the old school rap, man.
I'm getting in the car.
Some Sugar Hill gang up there.
I'm literally getting in the car tomorrow morning. I'm driving to New Bedford tomorrow morning, so I'll be there.
Awesome.
Safe trip, bro.
Yeah, you have safe trip. And
I'm coming tomorrow. So
yes, sir. And like I mentioned earlier, and in the beginning, Mr. Perry, I appreciate you hosting these conversations. What you've done, what you continue to do for the city of New Bedford. Next time you run for mayor, I'm gonna make sure we get John Mitchell out of there. No disrespect, I mean this respectfully, but we need you in there because all that you've done for the community in New Bedford, it doesn't go unappreciated. It doesn't go unwatched. You know what I mean? You're very special, and I appreciate you for having me on too.
That means a lot.
Mr.
And I
Perry.
have
Thank you, Mr. Perry.
yes.
I see you the
Reggie,
third, man.
I'll be there. No doubt.
Hey,
I'll
be
be there.
on your best behavior.
Of course, I got Mrs. Perry with me. She's gonna keep me in order, man.
Oh,
So,
hey, fill that cooler up, right, with some Bud Light, man, because it's gonna be hot down there, man.
I will.
And Joe, nice to meet you.
I'll shut.
And I look forward to linking with you, bro, for sure.
I appreciate it. Same here. Thank you.
And
Nice meeting you, Joe, and good luck,
nice
and go to school, man. I wish I was at your age. I wish I would have went to college, boy. What I know now.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate it so much, man. It's good to see you guys, and it feels good to just have the connection with home. So I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Thank y'all, and call me if you need me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Take care. All right.
You too.
Philly tonight.
All right, man. Peace. Philly tonight.
Philly cheesesteak tonight.
Man, you're all crazy. Peace, fellas.
Peace, man. All right. That's what the Really Charlie podcast is about. This barbershop segment was good. We got Joseph, Mikey, Reggie doing their thing. They're having a conversation. That's all this is about, man. So stay tuned tomorrow. We have another segment, the beauty salon segment. We got 4 women on there. They're going to talk their talk and do their thing, and I appreciate the comments, good podcast. Yes. I love it, man. Great interactions. So proud of Joe and your contributions to the conversation. Exactly. Roxanne, good comment. Love it. So this is what it's about. Mikey Monteiro says, enjoy all the guests. Enjoy the podcast. Great job, Charlie. And a shout out to my son. You got a great son. Should be very, very proud of him. Love him. Ever since the day I met him, Mikey the III is awesome. So tomorrow, another segment, another good segment, the beauty salon segment, where the 4 guests are going to come on here, 4 women, and they're going to do their thing, just like we did today. And let's see, that will be Friday. I'm also going to end up venturing off, and I'm going to go to the Mike Herron Podcast City in Fall River. I'm going to interview Mike Herron, and we're going to find out some more about that Durfee High School All-American. So I'll be doing that Friday. Please continue to support me. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience with you guys. You guys make this podcast great. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, it means a lot. So continue to monitor, listen, and learn from the Really Charlie podcast here on StreamYard, Anchor, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Like it. I need the likes. I need the subscriptions. Thank you very much. So I'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m., same time, same place on the Really Charlie podcast. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.